busy, he's your league leader in receiving yards. It's the Lions and the Vikings, and it's coming up next on Madden Football.
Downtown between Brush Street and I-375. That's where we're located in the heart of Detroit at Ford Field, which first opened back in 2002. Today on to Week 15 in the NFL, and we've got a good matchup in store, as it'll be the Minnesota Vikings taking on the Detroit Lions. Along with Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin. And Charles, we look at this Lions team entering play. They've certainly found their groove of late, winners of 5 in a row.
And I think the sky's the limit for this team. They're playing the best football that they've played in a long time.
Meanwhile, for our visitors, the Vikings, their long winning streak finally came to an end last week. A disappointing game for them, but still a heck of The punter, Jack Fox, has us ready to go, and we are underway here at Ford Field. And he brings us out past the 20 to the 24. So here's the Viking offense making their way out. And they are led out there by their mobile quarterback.
Well, his ratio was good last week. Most quarterbacks are really excited about a 3-to-1 ratio, but it's flipped in the wrong direction. He threw 3 interceptions, not touchdown passes, and he only had the 1 TD pass in that game. So he's trying to turn that around and find a way for his team to win.
Oh, the first play of the game going to be intercepted. Picked off by Kirby Joseph. And the return here will go to the 31-yard line.
And part of why they came to this week with a winning record is that they feed off of mistakes like this. And now it's a prime opportunity, just moments in the game, to get a short field touchdown off of their big defensive play. Now, on the other side, they were already the underdog in this one. They just made their uphill battle just a little bit tougher.
So now the Lions go on offense in a great starting spot. And a glance here at their quarterback, standing 6'3".
And if you go by the numbers, he's had a Pro Bowl type season. And maybe that's even selling him a little bit short. He's the NFL leader in touchdown passes to this point in the year. And with the end of the season not too far away, he's got his guys playing at a very high level.
First down, here's the run with Montgomery. And the result here, a pickup of 8. Leaves him with 2 to go on second down. The numbers on the ground for Montgomery in last week's affair. 20 carries, 139 yards.
And the way they ran the ball last week has to bring a smile to the faces of the entire coaching staff, because not only are they seeing a back pile up yardage, they're seeing an offensive line in sync. And that bodes well this late in the season.
Hooker. That's going to be caught. Touchdown. Jameson Williams, his 17th touchdown now on the season. And the Lions use the early turnover to get on the board first here in this one. Well, Charles, he's still a young signal caller in this league, second year in the NFL. But I don't know if last year as a rookie, if he would have worked through his progressions like he did on that touchdown pass.
I think you're right about that. We're seeing him grow up right in front of our eyes, because when he went to his primary read, he recognized that they were all over that as they continued to survey the field, picked up another target, delivered a pass exactly where it needed to be. A very mature play for the second-year quarterback.
And he'll be stopped up at the 25. And the Vikings taking the field here for their second drive of the game. And threw an interception the first time they had the football, wound up leading to a touchdown the other way. How do you approach drive number 2?
Going back to your game plan coming in, everyone has matchups that they like better than others, where they think...
And now off to the races, down the right side. Inside the 20. Touchdown, Vikings! Devin Singletary with his 4th rushing touchdown on the year. And the Vikings are able to strike quickly here as they are in for 6. Extra point by Moore, up and good. And we are tied at 7. So all even at 7 now as they kick it away. And Williams going to sit on this one. It'll be a touchback. The Lions offense heading out as we give you a look at the playoff race coming into the weekend in the NFC. And for them, it's no longer a question of will they make the playoffs. They've clinched the division title. The question, can they hold on to that #1 seed?
And this is where the mental fortitude comes to play, doesn't it? Because now you're not just the coach talking about it, his team talking about it to each other, supporting each other, carrying each other along, because having that #1 seed means everything in the NFL.
It does. So even though the division title's clinched, shouldn't take the foot off the gas.
No, not at all. Play it all the way through, and I think we've seen that in recent years in the NFL. The teams that play and play to win each and every game, they're the ones to deal with in the playoffs.
5 yards. Now it's 3rd and 5. They'll need 5 on this play to move the sticks. Here's Hooker to throw it. Oh, he tried to fit it in on the slant, and it's intercepted. Picked off by the linebacker, Jalen Smith. And he'll bring this one back to the 29. So the interception there. And, Charles, I'd imagine that's something you can maybe live with in December, but not come January.
And I love how you make the distinction there. You're talking about regular season versus the postseason, the playoffs. Because these guys, they've already clinched a playoff spot, but they know, looking ahead, when they get into the postseason, they've got to take better care of the football, because turnovers in that situation, they really become magnified.
Now a pass dumped off to his running back. Only able to gain a couple there, and it's 2nd down. Now this defense for the Lions, they were terrific a week ago in that win over Detroit.
And no matter what's done throughout a ball game, it always comes back to blocking and tackling. That's the essence of football. But I think it's hard for people to understand just how difficult it is to tackle, especially open field. Very few missed tackles on tape that I saw last game. This team does a nice job of getting their opponents on the ground.
And now the 3rd down throw incomplete as well.
Oh, that's going to hurt a bit because they needed to come through with a completion there. Now a drive that started with great field position is facing 4th down.
The kick by Marr is good. And they take the lead here now at 10-7. So the interception set him up with terrific field position, but 3 points, the end result.
Yeah, we can make this one pretty simple, partner. You always want to end drives with points, but that's one that you're going to look back on and probably say, we should have done better there.
And Williams going to sit on this one. It'll be a touchback. Now the Lions offense, they get ready to head back out there. And we'll see if they can bounce back from that last drive, in particular if they can bounce back at the quarterback position, Charles, after throwing their first interception of the ball game.
Yeah, some guys, you know they're going to want to try and get a big play right away and take control back. Others, they're going to look to hit a couple shorter passes, get a little momentum back that way.
But for the defense, that goal's not changing a bit. They want another pick.
You're exactly right about that. In fact, you got to watch them a little bit, because in coverage, they may cut down their gaps a little bit, maybe their splits a little bit, in order to try and get to the ball even faster.
Multiple players combined for their team's first sack of the game. They were able to win last week despite him being sacked 4 times. They might need to tighten the reins a little bit, or this one may not end in another victory.
You're right about that. They can't count on just winning the game no matter what happens. They can't let the accumulation of hits and harassment in the pocket get to their quarterback. Got to stop that, give him clean lanes to throw the football in order to have a better chance to win again this week.
Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. Nowhere to go here. He lost the football. Oh, and one of the linemen on the other side has got it. Dangerous spot for them to cough it up. Lucky to have recovered, because had the defense gotten it, they were already within the shadow of the goalpost.
Yeah, and then you're yelling at your own defense. Sudden change, sudden change. That's not what you want to hear on your sideline. That means you got to run out there and try and stop an offense who has the ball in a very advantageous position.
Here comes the Lions punter now. And no room for error here as his first punt comes from deep in his own end zone. Here's Smith to return it. So a good punt, but a solid 12-yard return. And the Vikings, they'll be set up well as they take over in great field position. 1st and 10. They'll come out throwing here to start the drive. And his throw's going to be incomplete. KJ Osborne, the one he was looking for. And that'll bring up 2nd down. You talk about this Lions defense. This unit against the pass, hoping to get better for sure. Number 25 in the NFL right now.
Take those rankings, throw them right out the window, because this is what you prepare for. This is what you practice for. This is what you think about. The ultimate test, taking out the #1 overall offense in the league.
On third down, he'll drop to throw. Oh, he had him. He was open, but he couldn't get it to him. It's incomplete.
They certainly had good starting field position on that drive, but couldn't do anything with it after 3 plays. Have to admit that that's a disappointing end to excellent field position. When that drive started, they had 6 points that they were thinking about.
That's leaking to the right, and he missed it by a foot or two. It's no good, and that will keep this a 3-point game.
Yeah, 55 yards is anything but a gimme. You got to really concentrate on your leg swing and proper technique. This time, though, he's unable to convert.
Detroit's offense ready to take over. These guys definitely hoping for a better showing than their last appearance. They couldn't really even move the football much beyond the shadows of their own goalpost, Charles. We'll see if they can get a better, more sustained drive going here.
Yeah, and every team that we ever talk to says the exact same thing. When you start a drive from that deep in your own territory, the goal is a minimum of at least 2 first downs, because even if you have to punt then, you change the field position, right? You flip the field a little bit. They didn't get that done. This time they want to string together a nice drive and help themselves out.
Going up the gut, Montgomery. 2 yards on the carry there. It'll be second down. The Lions at 12-1 now to start play. And they've certainly found their groove of late. Winners of 5 in a row.
And this team, best football right now. This is the best that we've seen them play in a long time, partner. Sky's the limit as far as they're concerned. Their confidence really soaring.
That's good. The completion there for 7 yards. And it'll leave them with 3rd and a full yard to go. They'll run it. Here's Montgomery. And he'll have the first down, getting this one to the 14-yard line. They're able to convert with a gain of 4.
I think they like this drive a little bit better there, partner. Running game helping out, picking up some of the slack. Because remember, the last drive, they went 3 and out.
That's caught by Montgomery. And he's able to work it here to the 8-yard line. And that's good for a gain of 6. And it'll be second down. One back in the backfield, he'll get the carry. And the Lions are going to be set up with a first. Have it at the 1-yard line. Montgomery will take this one in. It's a Lions touchdown. So it's a pretty good season he's putting together running the football. That now 10 rushing touchdowns on the year.
And we know this is a passing league, and those numbers throwing the football, they seem to go up and up every year. But there's still something to having a reliable back you can count on in the red zone to bring things home for you. And that's what he's been doing all season long.
Extra point splits the uprights, and the lead is now 14-10. Here are the Lions now as they line up and kick this one away. And he had no room to run as he's tackled down inside the 20. Minnesota's offense takes over possession as we grind toward the end of the season here, and they haven't had the season that they had hoped. So let me ask you to play GM. Where might they look to make some changes?
I think when you look into the upcoming draft, think hard about them drafting multiple offensive linemen. They've got to get stouter up front. And as a GM always tells me, Charles, this is a big boy league, and big people always end up winning games for you.
Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10. Singletary, they'll go up the middle. And that'll hurt the average a bit as this time they're able to get him behind the line. That's going to go as a loss of 4, and it'll be second down.
Part of their struggles last week was getting these negative plays on 1st and 2nd down. That's something they have to be wary of as this game continues.
2nd and 14. And his throw here is incomplete. You talk about this Lions defense. This unit against the pass, hoping to get better for sure. Number 25 in the NFL right now.
Defending the pass pass has not been one of their strong suits throughout the season, but they have any hopes of making waves in January, they've got to improve in this area.
Now throwing on third down there, but he cannot connect.
Not only did he have a chance to scan the field there, it felt like he had a chance to scan it twice. The protection was that good. Unfortunately for him, the coverage downfield, equally good.
Only 2 punts for him last week in the loss as he gets this one away. Hamler now on the return. It's a net of 40 there. Punt of 48 and a return of 8. And the Lions will take over. See David Montgomery heading back out to begin the drive. And you see his numbers from a week ago. He was up over 100 yards then, and he's already hit pay dirt here once in this one.
We always talk about quarterbacks and receivers getting into rhythm, right? Really feeling good, finding each other downfield. I think running backs operate the same way. They can hit a good rhythm and a good stride, and he's carrying it over from last week.
Here's a 2nd and 3 now from the 33. They go play action. Here's Hooker. He's airing it out for Williams. It's caught inside the 25. Touchdown, Detroit. Jameson Williams, his 2nd TD of the game and 18th of the year. And the Lions are able to strike quickly to add on to their lead. Boy, Charles, this offense is just so explosive. They lead the league in scoring, and another example of just how good they are right there on that play.
Yeah, we often overstate about how explosive teams are, but this team is truly a threat to score on every snap, especially on the first few plays of any series. And a big streak like that only adds to their reputation as the league's best offense.
Here are the Lions now as they line up and kick this one away. This taken in at the goal line. And able to get this across the 20, but not much further as he's dropped it to 23-yard line. And now out comes Minnesota. Over on the sideline, hoping to hit that reset button between possessions. Last time out, they had to punt it away. This time hoping to finish this thing off in the end zone. Short throw caught by the tight end Oliver. And this will go as a gain of 7 as he gets it to the 30-yard line.
Nice rhythm throw there on first down. He located his tight end, made a nice easy pitch and catch.
Hoping he can break a tackle or two. Wasn't able to do that there, but still good yardage. Pass caught here by Osborne. First connection there of the afternoon for those two, and it's good for a first down. We've seen quite a bit of the short passing game here early on first quarter, haven't we?
We have, and I think it works a couple of ways for this team because, number one, you throw the short game until they stop it. And if they're not going to stop it, you keep throwing it, and occasionally you'll break a tackle and turn into a bigger gain. Also, if they start to creep up, start to pressure receivers, now you go over the top, take it deep, and now you get some of those big shots downfield.
Again, he'll drop to throw. Middle of the field to Jefferson. The numbers for him from a week ago, 6 catches, 58 yards.
When you turn in good, consistent performances each and every week, you will rank in the top 10 in the league in receiving yards, and he's number 7 currently, hoping to move up as time goes on.
Now flags will come in. I think this one's going to be on the defense for jumping.
Encroachment, defense.
A bit of a jump there, CD. He breaks the line, and that'll be 5 yards.
And you've got to stay more disciplined than that, Brandon. That's just a free gift to the offense.
2nd and 2 now. The penalty leaves him in pretty good shape. Osborne motions left. Here's a fake on the jet sweep, and instead a give up the middle. And he's going to be stopped up at about the 47-yard line. A dime look defensively for the Lions on 3rd. From the shotgun, he'll look to throw. And this is going to be incomplete.
Well, how about the coverage we just saw him break out on 3rd down? Dime defense, blanketed the field with extra defensive backs and speed, unable to find an open hole to complete that pass.
Now on 4th down, on is the punt team sending this one away. And they'll play keep away from the returner as this one will be marked out of bounds at the 13-yard line. Pretty good spot. We are in for a good one as we're through one on EA Sports. The Detroit offense ready to begin their drive. This drive here beginning probably with a pair of motivated groups. Remember, the offense scored a touchdown on their last time out. Looking to repeat that in Charles's defense. They were very frustrated after giving up 6 the last time on the field.
And frankly, it's just a battle of wills in a lot of ways because you know they're both motivated. They both game plan for this drive, and they both have specific outcomes in mind. To me, it just comes down to who can execute better and which side can step up and assert its will over the
22-yard line. They get 14 back, but it leads now to a 3rd down. So they just need 1 yard here. Yard short. Needed 2, but only got 1. 4th down.
So if you've been playing defense in this one, there's a little bit of the good.
It'll be a 39-yard punt. Give them a good 10 yards on the return. And it will be Vikings ball, 1st and 10. Now the Minnesota offense set to take over again. The last series for them, a little disappointing, forced to punt. And now they'll try to do better here and come away with some points as they begin this drive. 1st and 10. A loss of 4 that time on the sack, and it brings up 2nd. I don't care if you're taking it in round 1, you're undrafted, whatever. As a rookie quarterback in this league, you're going to have games where you face adversity like this.
Lessons. All the time you're going to face these lessons. The key for this guy is will he be able to bounce back in the next one, because right now, this has not been his game.
This offense so far on 3rd down, not good. 0 for 4 thus far. This is 3rd and 7. They'll look to throw. Nowhere to go. Here he lost the football. Oh, one of the linemen on the other side has got it. Offensively lucky they were able to keep the football, but now 4th down, so they'll have to boot it away.
I do think, though, they're going to look at this as a positive. 1, they recovered the fumble, so they retained possession. But 2, being able to punt it changes field position for them. Imagine if that turnover takes place there. Now your defense has to go onto the field and try and hold. Instead, they get a little breathing room.
David Montgomery and the Lions about set to begin this next series. A 1,000-yard campaign in his sights, Charles, but needs a little bit of a kick here down the stretch to reach it.
And sometimes at this stage of the season, you're looking for that extra goal, right? That extra motivation to accomplish what you want, not just as a team, but as individuals. He's got to stretch a little bit to get there. That might be what they're talking about during the practice sessions, in their meetings. Hey, we can still get this done. Let's go ahead and feed him the ball.
And the offensive line, I'm sure they're well aware of where he stands as well.
They are, and I think for them, it would be an even better accomplishment to get there now, because it seems like a little bit of a reach.
Third down, Hooker looks to throw it. He's airing it out for Williams. This is caught inside the 15. Touchdown, Detroit. Jameson Williams on his way to a monster game. 3 first-half touchdowns. And the Lions are able to extend their lead. Week after week, Charles, when we see this offense operate, I don't know, they just seem to get more impressive.
They certainly do, and let's face it, it's no surprise they're the best in the NFL in scoring. This team designs things well and executes even better. And here, it only takes a few snaps before they're in the end zone. That's how they demoralize teams. That's how they put them on notice.
Point after, right down the middle. And the lead is up to 18 now. The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. And Smith not going to bring it out, so it's a touchback. Minnesota now ready for their next possession. And right now these guys, they're shuffling a little bit, maybe doubting, because 3 straight drives have ended with them punting the football away.
Yeah, so you start pointing fingers at each other a little bit, asking a lot of questions. What are you seeing? What are you getting? Maybe trying to narrow down your playbook a little bit.
And nothing but green grass here, middle of the field. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. That'll wind up a gain of 27 on the catch and run.
Well, these guys have definitely been outplayed in the first half. I like their countenance. I like the way that they haven't panicked out there, the way they're carrying themselves. They're starting to move the ball, and what you have to do, maintain your poise and start to put together some drives.
Fournette, a first down carry. There he goes, right side. And he goes down, but not before getting this inside the 25. It's another first down as they bite off 23 more on that one.
Partner, if you want more carries, I think we saw how you get them. Showed that he's got the fresh legs, and he picked up the first down on that run. Don't just ask for him. Show him that you're supposed to get the football.
And he stopped immediately there. No gain on the play there. Second down. Singletary again. They'll be brought down at the 21 after a pickup of 4.
I don't care what the emphasis is in the NFL at any given time. Every defense is still going to say their #1 goal every game is stop the run. And right now, they're not doing that. And that really chips away at your confidence.
And they're going to get him. He's sagged back around the 28. Dropped for a loss of 7 by multiple defenders.
That's 3 sacks now, and that's not much of a surprise to me, nor should it be to you. This team, they lead the league in sacks.
Yeah, they do. This is something that we are starting to witness time and time again. Marr able to put this one through, and that'll get the deficit down to 15. So as it turns out, that sack doesn't wind up costing them, Charles. They at least get points, get 3 of them.
Yeah, that's where your kicker can really come to your rescue because, you know, after the sack, there was a little consternation there. Are we out of field goal range? Are we going to be able to get 3? In this case, he stepped right up and gave them exactly what they needed.
Jamison Williams out onto the field as his guys take over on offense. He might be on his way to a record-setting performance. So good here. We're only in the second quarter.
And it's so interesting when we watch these types of days unfold for a receiver because they need a quarterback to run it accurately, people to block for the quarterback, so many other variables. But, boy, he's getting it done and in a big way. Right now, he wants to rock on every snap.
Yeah, he's counting his yards in the hundreds, not the tens. Hooker got an open man. It's Valdez-Scantling. And he's going to be taken to the ground right there at the 35-yard line. Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10. They'll try the middle with Montgomery. And he will lose yardage back to the 34-yard line. He'll lose a yard there, and it's 2nd and 11. Here's Hooker. That's caught. It's Sam Laporta. Now he takes this one down almost all the way to the 30. The previous play, they barely got back to the line of scrimmage. Now they pick up over 30 yards.
Let's just call it as we just saw it right there, a breakdown defensively. Seems like no one went with the tight end, and no one really did. Had all sorts of space in the middle of the field. Yeah, everyone else was covered, but he was not. Big play results.
Off play action. Here's Hooker. Rush coming, and he's taken down. Danielle Hunter racking up sack number 12 for him on the year.
I know there'll be a little bit of criticism there because they went right back to the air after the huge pickup and end up getting sacked. That's often a play that you make. You feel like you've got momentum on your side.
Unfortunately, the O-line failed to hold up to try to keep that momentum going. And he'll go out of bounds after taking it a little further down inside the 40. 7th play of this drive coming up, but a long way to go on 3rd down. From the gun, it's Hooker. Oh, it stays up. And incomplete. He had nowhere to throw, so he just tossed it away. But that brings up 4th.
They certainly thought they had him surrounded and probably thought they were going to get him on the ground and get the sack, but he was able to elude that. And even though it threw it incomplete downfield, if you're a defensive back, you're loving the pressure that you're seeing from your front.
So after 4 touchdowns in the game for this offense, this time they're forced into taking the 3.
But you did mention 4 touchdowns, right? So 4 out of 5, not too bad. I think that's a pretty good record for them.
And Smith chooses not to return it, and they'll bring it out to the 25. Now the Vikings offense works their way back onto the field. And tough to win games if you're going field goal, field goal, field goal here. They got field goal last time. Now they'll be looking for a touchdown.
They're looking for the big chunk now because, as you noted, the field goal, field goal, field goal way of doing it makes it that much harder and puts more pressure on every possession for you now. Go ahead and get 6 and feel a lot more comfortable about the position they're in.
Bigger chunks. We'll see if they can get the score. So from the 36 now, 1st and 10. They'll look to throw here. Throwing the out route incomplete. It's Oliver. And he's got a first down as he's going to be taken down. But a very nice pickup there just in front of the 2-minute warning. And we've hit the 2-minute mark in this first half of action. So the ball moves into Lion territory now. Here's 1st and 10 at the 48-yard line. And he can't find a receiver, and he's brought down. Sacks a growing theme in this first half. This is 2nd and long. Now left side on the swing pass. And he is going to lose yardage here. They're going to need to get up and set in a hurry. Throwing there, but this pass is going to wind up incomplete. A misconnection there. He's hit on just 50% of his passes thus far. That's not where you want to be.
Now you see the evolution of the game. You go back to the quarterbacks of old, 50% would be terrific because they threw the ball downfield almost every time they threw it. Now with the short passing game, you should be above 60% just to be in the average range.
Jameson Williams and the Lions get set for this next possession. He's the star wide receiver, and he's doing his thing so far here into the second quarter.
And how you get distinguished as a star is each and every week performing to a high level no matter what they throw at you, because you're always wanting to take him out of the game if you're a defensive team. How do you press him?
Look at this, middle of the field, a breakaway. And they're going to have this across midfield and inside the 45. That one good for 37 yards.
Well, my dad would say sometimes, I'm just scratching my head here trying to figure out what was going on there defensively. How did you lose him in the middle of the field? If you're going to lose a receiver, make sure it's someone on the short side of things, not deep downfield, that can hurt your defense.
Now Montgomery, he's got it on the draw. The Lions now going to use the second of their timeouts as they'll stop it with just over 40 seconds to go in the first half. Throwing. Hooker. Nowhere to go here. He lost the football. Oh, one of the linebackers has got it. And they'll set up shop in enemy territory at the 45-yard line. The defense, they were swarming that time and ultimately got to him before he could get rid of the football and knocked it free.
And don't you feel just a little bit of sympathy for him back there, though? So much going on, so much swirling around. He's trying to find someone downfield. He's trying to move around to find an open target. Sometimes you forget the number one thing, take care of the football.
They'll come out throwing here on first down. And this will be incomplete. Physical play on the football there, and it's second down. They'll drop to throw. Over the middle, and there's a diving catch. The Vikings going to signal for the first of their timeouts as the clock will stop with just under 30 seconds to go in the first half. Throwing on first down, but this one winds up to be incomplete.
With a rookie quarterback out there, you're definitely going to find out how he handles adversity, because this one so far hasn't gone according to plan. He's got to fight through it and show him what he's made of.
Over the middle, it's complete. Now the Vikings will use the second of their timeouts. So that means they're down to one remaining here as we head toward halftime. A throw there, but that's going to wind up incomplete. So another incompletion there. He's hitting on fewer than half his pass attempts in this one, and that is not a winning formula.
Yeah, so let's make sure we give a little bit of credit to the defense here. They're giving him a lot to think about, a lot of different looks, and he seems a little bit confused trying to complete passes.
The trailing here in the first half still, but maybe, Charles, that'll help them get some momentum back. First the forced fumble, and then they're able to get a field goal out of it.
And down in the game, they came out and created their own opportunity on one side of the ball and did get points out of it, as you mentioned. Complimentary football right there as they try and bring this one back to even.
And a good return as he'll be stopped just shy of the 30-yard line. The Lions offense ready to kick off their next drive. And with 10 seconds left, not really enough time to put something together. And defensively, they're just looking to keep him contained as they're able to get him down. So we reach halftime in what's been a fairly one-sided game so far. As we'll head down to Orlando, that's where we find our man Jonathan Coachman at our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach.
Okay, Brandon, time for a sprint to to the finish, as it's time to get you caught up with what's happening around the NFL here in a pivotal Week 15. We'll get started up at Lucas Oil Stadium in the capital city of Indianapolis. And it's the Colts who have the lead in that one. Michael Pittman, a touchdown reception. From there, let's stay in the Midwest and head down to Kansas City to check on the Chiefs at Arrowhead. And they have the lead in that one over the visiting New England Patriots. Kadarius Toney, 2 touchdown catches on the afternoon. Finally, let's get down to Miami to see what's going on with the Dolphins. As you can see, the score there in the second quarter. The Dolphins locked in a tight one, but this is a game you feel they've got to have. We got an excellent first half from the man from Tennessee. That's Hendon Hooker. He's over 300 yards passing already as he's looking to possibly put his name in the record book.
All right, Coach, thank you, and we welcome everyone back for quarter number 3. The Lions in the lead, and they're going to get the football first as well as the second half is underway. And we will not have a run back here as the second half starts with a touchback. The Lions offense now with a football first here to begin quarter number 3. As this offense takes the field to begin the opening drive of the second half, Charles, remember in that first half, good through the air and really all around an outstanding offensive performance.
Absolutely. They reached the end zone several times. The passing game working awfully well, and most importantly, partner,
Now they went to the tunnel with a lead. They come back out with that lead.
Absolutely. NFL coaches, we know they're perfectionists in a lot of ways, but they had to like what they saw in that first half.
Hooker now on second down. Pressure coming from the Vikings, and they get there and bring him down. The defense rising to the challenge and setting him back on the sack.
This is a little hard for me to compute because I'm watching sack after sack happen, but somehow they're still behind in the game. I would expect all of this defensive pressure to translate to them taking a lead, and thus far, it hasn't happened. Time's winding down. They don't want to waste this type of performance from these ace pass rushers.
Hooker now, third and long. And that nearly the pick that they needed. He couldn't pull it in, though, and it's fourth down.
Certainly looked like someone was very confident in his ability to fit that one in. I would say he was overconfident because there wasn't a whole lot of separation there. Had that one covered pretty well downfield and knocked it away.
And a fair catch called for and made just inside the 35-yard line. And boy, before the drive even starts, here's a timeout. Wow. And as the two teams talk it over on their respective sidelines, we take a break. And this defense not giving him anything there. Maybe a yard up to the 36. Ball on the 36 now. Here's a 2nd and 9. He'll look to throw. Complete. Jefferson the target. So give him 5 yards there on the pitch and catch. And now it's 3rd and 4. In search of 4 yards here to pick up the first down. He'll drop to throw. Work in the middle of the field, and he's got a man complete. And he will have the Vikings first down by about a yard. It's a gain of 5 on 3rd and 4. Jefferson moving in motion left. They'll fake it on the jet sweep, and instead a handoff up the middle. And he edges forward, but only gets a pair of yards out of it. And it's 2nd down. Here's a 2nd and 8. Looking to throw. Got a man over the middle, and it's complete. 19 yards the pickup there. Move the chains.
Well, certainly as a fan, you get a little bit nervous when you see him make those kind of throws. But they work on that in practice more than we know. And most of them now know their limits and know what they can get away with. And there's a completion right there.
They'll run on first down with Singletary. And he is met at the line of scrimmage, and he goes down right there. That stop made by Jack Campbell. Now a 2nd and 10. Now back to throw. Oliver, the tight end, making the catch. And he is out of bounds inside the 30. This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on third down. They're going to look to throw. This one caught over the middle. It's Oliver, the tight end. It is going to be a yard short. Needed 4, but got 3.
A short gain that doesn't get them the first down brings up a fourth down situation.
Really nice job defensively. They knew where the sticks were. They got the stop before it. Now on fourth down here, that pass knocked away and incomplete. The Vikings unable to convert here on fourth. And the Lions will take over. So an interesting decision at this stage of the game to go for it. You think maybe that missed field goal earlier had anything to do with it?
If it did, I'm really surprised because usually one miss is not enough to alter your game plan. My only thought is maybe he got hurt or maybe they just understand that it's not his day for some other reason we don't know right now. But in general situations, you run him back out there and let him have another chance.
And this will wind up a Lions first down as the tackle made at the 35-yard line. Blocking at the point of attack there was very strong. He had a couple of running lanes.
And I never want to overlook the offensive line, but that's what they get paid to do. How about the quarterback? Everyone thinks all he's going to do is throw the football. His movement and deception can help the running game as well.
And they'll get him down after a pickup of 8, 2nd and 2. And from the 42 now, here's 2nd and 2. Hooker now off play action. He's got right on the short throw. And he goes out of bounds. It looks like right at the 50. Second catch for him today, and it'll wind up a first down. From the midfield stripe, they'll look to throw. That's to the tight end, Laporta. And he's corralled, but not before getting it inside the 35. They'll get 17 that time, and the Lions have a first down.
It's a well-designed play here. 3 wide receivers in the formation. They're all going to run deep routes to put pressure on the safeties, and then they let their tight end cut his route off a little shorter and work toward the middle of the field. That's a difficult route to try to defend.
They go play action. Here's Hooker. It's Williams on the catch. And he's going to get this down near the 20-yard line. Another nice gain. That's now 30 yards between those last 2 plays. Up the middle, it's Montgomery. 3 yards on the pickup there, and it'll be 2nd down.
They're in a pretty good spot right now with a convincing lead. I think this is where they put on the boxing gloves, start to try and pound them into submission.
And the offensive line, they've controlled this game. I don't see why that trend would change now. And they get him behind the line, so that short gain on first down quickly negated. Here comes the 8th play of the drive, and they need a full 10 yards on 3rd down. Looking to throw, Hooker. They'll set up the screen to Montgomery. And he takes it down to the 10-yard line. The Lions passing game in sync now. They've got another first down.
And when you have success throwing the football, the old cliche becomes true. The playbook opens up wide. And these screen passes, they become even more difficult to stop.
So not quite a 1st and goal. It's 1st and 10 from the 10. Now Hooker. And that is incomplete. Wow, the coverage a little too good there, and it's 2nd down. Hooker's going to throw it. Throw left side complete. That's Mitchell. They do get a couple, but they'll be left staring at a 3rd and 8 coming up. They'll be in search of 8 yards here as they hope to convert the first down. 3rd down, Hooker looks to throw it. This one swung out to Montgomery. And this effort won't be enough as they rally up to stop him a couple of yards short. So the completion good for 6 yards. And that's going to make it 4th down. Kick is indeed good, and that drive maybe didn't end with the same kind of success they had in the first half, but they do add 3 to their lead.
And defensively, I think they went in there at halftime and made a pact with each other.
The Vikings ready to go again on offense. I kind of feel like they've reached a do-or-die point in this game, Charles. If they're going to try to pull off an impressive comeback, it has to start right here, right now.
Yeah, now they've got a final chance to get out of this situation, but they also understand they've got to move the ball and move it fast. In addition, they need to save as much time so they can get 2 more possessions.
So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38. Here's a play fake as they set up to throw. Oh, he's got a man wide open, complete. And he's going to get this down to the 35-yard line. A really good pickup of 28 yards.
Well, we talk all the time about playing situational football, and right now I think the scoreboard is dictating what they need to do. Where they are in this game, they've got to push the ball downfield, take their shots, try and get big chunks of yardage in a short amount of time. That was a nice play there.
They go play action here on 1st down. We'll get this out wide to Singletary. It'll go as a gain of 4, and that will bring up 2nd down. And as they come to the line, they will not be able to get off another play as time has run out on this 3rd quarter. We'll return with more after this break. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. 2nd down and 6 now. A give up the middle to Singletary. And a good-looking run there as he'll take this inside the 20 and down to the 18-yard line. And hold on here, because on that last run, it looks like we have a player who was shaken up. The medical staff will attend to him, and we will step aside. On 1st down, he'll drop to throw. Flushed out right. And he can't get rid of it. He's taken down. David Hutchinson picks up his 2nd sack of the afternoon.
Well, someone's closing in on the league lead in sacks. He came into the game in the top 5. Now you add 2 more to his total.
Now they'll fake the jet sweep here and throw off play action. That's to the right sideline, and it falls incomplete. The Vikings on 3rd down. Not getting the job done at all. A very poor 1 for 10. This is 3rd and 14. They'll look to throw here. Touchdown, Vikings! Leonard Fournette. A 22-yard touchdown grab. And the Vikings have got it back to a 2-score game here in the 4th. So a little bit of a letdown there defensively. I mean, look, you're still 2 scores to the good, CD, but things may be a little more uncomfortable than they had hoped.
Yeah, if you'd kept them out of the end zone there, this game's over. You've locked the door on them. Instead, it's still open a little bit, and they've got a puncher's chance.
Extra point by Moore, up and good. And that'll make this now an 11-point deficit. The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. And Williams going to sit on this one. It'll be a touchback. Jamison Williams out onto the field as his guys take over on offense. This defense. How about that?
I think right now they would happily go to their general manager and say, is there any way you could get a trade for him, bring him over to our team so we don't have to cover him anymore? Because he is really having a heck of a ball game, isn't he?
Boy, he is. I don't know that mid-game trade is going to happen, but good thought. To throw on 2nd down, here's Hooker. Caught by Montgomery. And they bring him to the ground just shy of midfield. 19 yards to pick up there. Move the chains.
For as many sacks as this defense has, you can understand their willingness to try and get upfield and get another. So what a really smart play call here to use their aggression against them, go with the screen, and they're able to get the 1st down. A give. This is Montgomery.
And a strong run there as he'll take this all the way down to the 35. 82 yards rushing for him now as he has been tremendous all day long. From Viking territory now, they'll come up 1st and 10 at the 35-yard line. Valdez-Scantling, and he's going to get it all the way down to the 10-yard line. 25 yards that time.
Partner, I like that they're staying aggressive on offense because to me, this drive is what is known as a put-away drive. You score here, that might put this one to bed. I like the fact that they're playing with confidence.
And that is caught. Touchdown, Detroit. Brock Wright, his first touchdown on the year. And the Lions add on to their lead, and it's looking like that win streak is going to extend another week. A nice throw there by the second-year quarterback.
And I don't believe that was the kind of play he would have made as a rookie because usually your rookie season is a continuation of your college days. A lot of one read and into a second and sometimes third progression. That was a nice play.
Here are the Lions now as they line up and kick this one away. And Smith not going to bring it out, so it's a touchback. Now the Vikings offense gets set to take over here. We certainly had a sense coming in here that these guys were in for a tough one on the road. That has been how this ball game has played out. They trail big as we continue on now here in this fourth quarter. And they've got it well across midfield down to the 40 before it's all said and done. Big yardage there on the scramble. It gets him a first down.
Haven't met a quarterback yet that didn't enter the league with a massive chip on his shoulder if he wasn't a first-round pick. They want to show the league that they made a big mistake. Determined to get the first down there. No hesitation at all to tuck it and go. I bet he would have tried running through their entire defense if it meant reaching that marker.
So the big play moves him all the way across midfield to the 40 now for 1st and 10. Now this one complete downfield on the left side. Touchdown! Justin Jefferson, 40 yards. And the Vikings are able to make some inroads here to that deficit. So a nice touchdown pass for the rookie there. And, you know, as they go down the stretch, look, they're not a playoff team. This is just confidence building and growth time for him, right?
Yeah, it's a game within the game, isn't it? Because every team wants to win all games on their schedule. But the development of this rookie quarterback is paramount for this team. So you're exactly right. Every rep, doesn't matter what the game, what the situation, what the score, valuable for him, valuable for his team as they look towards next year.
Minnesota's kick team ready, and the Vikings boom it away. From the end zone, here comes Williams. And that decision to bring it out ends up not being a good one. Cost him about 5 yards as he's tackled it to 20. You see David Montgomery heading back out to begin the drive. He's toppled the century mark already receiving the football, closing in on that on the ground, too. They've really had trouble handling him.
I think from what we've seen in this game, his success through the air has started to open things up for him on the ground because now he's loosened up the defense, right? They've got to play just about every snap as if another receiver can get downfield on them, and he's been that receiver. Now they bring him back to the backfield. I think his yardage...
Now the pressure comes, and he goes down. Just inside the 10, back at the 9. Marcus Davenport in there to record another sack, and that is now 6 on the afternoon for this defensive unit. I don't know what else can be said about this pass rush. They have been sensational, CD. That is now 6 sacks for them.
And how many times do we talk to offensive coordinators and they say a sack is a result of everyone on offense not doing their job? But let's be honest about this one. This is the offensive line unable to counter the pass rush. They've been teeing off all game long.
And they'll bring him down right around the 13. 5 yards, not enough, and it'll be 4th down.
And that's a play that's not uncommon on 3rd and long because the offense is just hoping that somehow they can get a guy in space and follow some blockers downfield. Does a pretty nice job there getting a few yards, but he ends up getting stopped before he can get the first down.
So possession goes over here on the punt, and the Vikings will take over here 1st and 10. play action fake. They'll look to throw. And he's going to have to eat this one as down he goes. It'll be a loss of 7 on the sack, and it brings up second.
Well, collectively as a defense, Charles, I think if you get 4 sacks a game, you're feeling really good. Now they have 6 as a unit.
And that type of a number, it's just staggering because there's so many ways to try and counteract it. But in this case, they've got no answers for this unrelenting pressure coming at their quarterback.
Now, meanwhile, here's a second down throw that's knocked away and incomplete. An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on third down. They'll set up to throw. Oh, what a heck of an effort there as he'll make the diving catch. How about that? They weather the storm of a 3rd and 17 to pick up the first.
This possession means so much for them. They've got to focus on this drive and find a way to make this a one-possession game.
Yes.
Got to get a score.
Yeah, so good with a field goal. Don't necessarily need a touchdown. Now a play fake here on first down. They'll roll him out, and he can't find anywhere to go with it, and he goes down.
Aiden Hutchinson getting him once again his 3rd sack of the afternoon.
Work to be done here on 2nd and 16 after the sack. Out of the gun, they'll look to throw.
Justin Jefferson bringing in the slant.
It'll go down as a gain of 6, and that'll bring up a 3rd and 11 situation.
Backed up here, tough spot, needing 11 yards to pick up the first.
On third down, he'll drop to throw. And the ball is knocked out.
Oh, one of the linebackers has got it.
And the possession is theirs at their own 43-yard line.
Well, we know he's got the speed to get downfield, Charles, but there's the negative side. A little loose with the football that time.
And that's normal, especially when you have his type of talents, because you feel like you're into the open field and maybe you don't feel the people who are around you or closing in. All quarterbacks have to do extra ball security drills with the way the game's played now, because defenses, they attack the football as much as they attack the runner.
Following the fumble recovery, Hooker. He'll rifle this one deep right side. And he bats it away, and it falls down incomplete.
Well, these two division rivals, the schedule maker gave them a couple of second-half meetings this year. They met for the first time back in Week 11, and it was the Lions who got the road victory in that one, so they'll be looking to claim the season series now here at home in Detroit.
And they'll get him down as he's inside the 40. 7 catches for him now, and this last one, a first down. Now Montgomery running right. This will be stopped about 2 yards shy of the marker. 8-yard gain, 2nd and 2.
It's a gain of 8. Brings up 2nd and 2. And the Vikings 31.
Here's Hooker.
Over the middle, complete. It's Montgomery. Just a gain of a couple there. And that'll bring up what looks to be a 3rd and inches. Can't be more than a half a foot. And off comes to Montgomery. 3rd down, turns to first with that 5-yard pickup.
And carries like that, that's how they're going to continue to salt this thing away here, Charles, in the 4th quarter.
Yeah, how about that? A new set of downs. Clock continues to move. No better way to close out a game than to tap those mastodons you have up front and say, guys, keep pounding them. Let's keep the ball, keep their offense on the sidelines, and let's close this one out.
The tackle goes to Harrison Smith.
From the 22 now, here's the 2nd and 8.
Again, they'll go ground with Montgomery. And he will be brought down at about the 6-yard line.
112 yards on the ground so far for Montgomery. It's a first down.
A good chance now to put this game on ice. This is 1st and goal. Down under 2 minutes to go in this football game. So the Lions in possession of the football as we welcome you back. They've got it 1st and goal in a game that appears to have already been decided. They'll run with Montgomery. And the hole closes quickly here. He can fight only to about the 4. So fresh out of the 2-minute warning, and here's another timeout taken with 1:55 remaining. And maybe a measure of revenge there. He's had his way in this one, but this time they get him behind the line. Well, let's see where they turn on 3rd and goal from the 5. And he'll be well short of a first down as he stopped again right at the line of scrimmage. And this one is right through. And that will extend their lead even further. So they settle for just the 3, but clearly right now anything helps trying to salt this one away in the 4th.
Without a doubt, obviously a touchdown probably would have been the final nail to finish this thing off, but they still ate up time, got points. So while it's not mission accomplished, it's darn close.
And able to get this out to the 25. So all eyes on this Vikings offense. Down by 2 touchdowns, just over 1:40 to play. Field goals, useless at this point. They need 2 touchdowns, and they need them in short order. They'll come out throwing here to start the drive. Finds his tight end Oliver here outright. And this will be a gain of 5 as he gets it to the 30. Throwing again on 2nd down, but this time it's incomplete.
And let's face it, this defense has had its share of struggles all game long, and they know that they can put it all behind them if they defend well here in the 2-minute drill. Excellent coverage right there to force the incompletion.
And now the 3rd down throw incomplete as well.
That means it's just one last chance left, and this has to be a first down or a touchdown, or this game's over.
Will the defense pressure or sit back? Here's 4th and 5.
As expected, they're going for it to keep the drive alive.
Able to find the open man. That's complete.
And he'll be tackled right on the chalk of the 45.
Here's 1st down. He's going to find Jefferson open downfield.
And he takes this one into the end zone, and all of a sudden, here in the final minute, things get a little bit tighter. Well, with that touchdown pass, I'm going to bring up a point from earlier in the year. Some of the fans were saying, when do we turn to the rookie? Well, he's looking pretty good right now.
Yeah, I love the fact that the fans are bringing that up because I'm not the head coach, okay? So he's got to deal with it. But I think it's a legitimate question. With the way their season is going, I think now is the time to turn the page and let him get some starts before this season is over.
They had to go for it with no timeouts remaining, though now this one's as good as over.
They gave it an effort. They tried their best, did everything they could to try and get the ball on the onside kick. You're exactly right. They had to try it. It was their only option. And now this game is done. Just take it, kneel, and call it a day.
And Detroit getting set to go now. And with the defense out of timeouts, powerless to stop the clock, this should just be a couple of kneel downs. And the Lions will take the knee here with victory in the cards. So he'll take a knee here to wrap this one up, and he's going to want to keep that game ball. He was sensational.
Charles, normally when you see a group score this many points, it's a complete blowout. But instead, they needed every single one of those in this close, high-scoring affair.
And, Brandon, I'm still on the edge of my seat after that one because when you have that much scoring and it still comes down to a one-possession game at the end, that's not something we see very often. And in this case, these offenses, they brought it. The defenses, they're going to need some work going forward.
So for the Lions, they continue to make their case as a Super Bowl favorite as they move to 13-1. And they will hit the road next week. Meanwhile, for Minnesota, their slim playoff hopes are gone now as they fall to 5-9. And they'll look to regroup next week as they head to Houston to take on the Texans. So for our entire crew, alongside Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin. Thanks for watching, everybody. We'll see you next time.